Alright, this is the third time I've recorded because the second time crashed and the first time didn't upload right and I deleted the original video, the original recording. So, let's see if we get this to work. Okay, again, I'm getting very low. Wait a second, why are my... Ultra, what the heck? No wonder. Okay. Oh, it's so much better. Okay. Oops. I don't know why I turned that off. Alright. Ah, beautiful. Okay. So what you do is you build racks first, okay? And tell him to go scout. That's a good time. I think after your barracks is built, lets you get some good info. Alright, now you go for 2 racks. Now, I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of this is. That's not to say that it's like bad or anything, but I think you might get... Ooh, I'm getting some lag. Man, I'm not sure why I'm lagging. Not sure why I'm lagging. This is weird. Alright, well, what did he see? He only saw 1 racks. Okay, that's good. Upgrade Ideally, you'd take this marine, and you'd go and search up here a little bit. Okay. I still think command center first is better. Alright, so you get in. You see that his cyber core is not even done yet. He's on 1 gas. Alright, so he's only on 1 gas. And he's using chrono boost on this. Okay. Since he's chrono boosting here, that's probably going to be that he's going to expand right away. If it was a 4-gate, he would probably chrono boost here. Alright. But you still need to double check it, and he's still no gas. So it's either a 4-gate or a fast expand. I would just kind of run away, kind of run out here, and then just stay there, stay put. So you're expanding, that's fine. Got a handful of Marines. You're not building SCVs. You haven't been building SCVs, so now you're already behind by 8 SCVs. That's quite a lot. Yes, I know he chrono boosts, but still. So when your mule dies, your income's gonna die. Oh, I guess now you have another mule, but... Okay, so you have 3 barracks? Yeah, 3 barracks, handful of Marines. Alright, you decide to push out now. I think this is a good thing. Really, we don't know what's coming. Complete. It's likely going to be a fast expand, but not sure. I'm going to go over here, speed this up a little bit. I think the timings of everything is good. I think this is fine. What does he see? He sees 2 barracks, 2 tech labs. Let's go look at your Marines. You're not building any SUVs. Alright, now you're behind by 10. Oh, you're almost going to get this SUV. I mean, Stalker. Almost got it. Alright. You saw a Stalker and a Mothership Core. It's very dangerous to go up there. I'm sorry. It's very dangerous to get too close to this thing. Research complete. Alright, what I would have done in this situation... What you're going to do is you're going to overextend and you're going to stand right here with a stalker attacking you, and all these probes are going to attack you. When you have a stalker there with probes, you're never going to win. Never. I mean, unless you're like Marine King Prime, then you might. Along with the Mothership Core. Remember, half the energy right here means that it can use photon overcharge or the time warp. I think you're better off forcing the stalker to come attack you by either attacking this or attacking this. Maybe the gateway, but I don't really see a point to that. I would attack either this one or this one. So you already gotten warp gate? Oh yeah, he already got warp gate. Just doing it right now. Alright, so in the early game, killing off this means he can't build stalkers, which is maybe good. In the early game, killing off this means you're delaying his Colossus tech or whatever. Delaying the observer at the very least. Alright, so this you'll find is not as fruitful. So you lose a lot. I think you might kill one probe. And you eventually kill that stalker. Yeah, I think you killed one probe there. Okay. Whatever. Not a terrible thing. I mean, it's not, you don't obviously lose because of that, but it wasn't great. Alright, you're not getting SCVs right now. Probably get it when these come down. There you go. Alright, you have your SCVs going again. Alright, now look at the differential though. You're off by 13 workers. Now, I know you have mules and stuff. It's not terrible, but look at your mineral income. And look at your gas income. It's just, ugh. You have a lot of gas and not a lot of minerals. Now, of course, you have just warped in 3 mules. Looks a little better now. Just keep that in mind. I mean, you need to be building workers practically non-stop because of the Terran mechanic. Alright, so you're going in for another attack. This is great. I like this again. You got the concussive shell. I think it's the perfect time to move out. Again, you're really just scouting with these attacks. I mean, what did you see last time? You saw that he expanded, so you knew that it was okay to move your orbital out, and it wasn't going to be like some weird one base all in sort of thing. So now what are you going to do? You're going to go look, you're going to attack, you're going to see what he's got. Good, you're building SCVs now, but now you're not. Alright, every time you go to attack, you always stop building SCVs. Alright, it is much more important to stay on top of your macro than it is to stay up on top of your micro. Especially in these insignificant fights right here. Like, if you lose this entire army and you don't kill a single thing, you don't lose the game. Because this army is, you just needs like maybe 1 minute and you have this army back again. Now, of course, if you're going 200 out of 200, yeah, micro is a little important there. Because if you lose that army, it's going to take you like 5 minutes to replace that. Okay, so you kill a probe, almost kill 2 probes. Decent. Yeah, just keep poking. Alright, he did that. You baited that out. You lost the Marine because of it. No big deal. Almost lost the Marauder. Not a big deal. You baited it. That was good. But you really didn't get a good feel of what he had. I would have left these guys a little bit closer. Waited for this chrono boost, or not chrono boost, photon overcharge to go away, and then poke in again. I also wouldn't hate the idea of clearing the watchtower. Okay, you're still not building SCVs. This whole time you haven't been building SCVs. Oops, that's not what I meant. Now you're down by 20 SCVs. You have 7 workers here, plus a mule, I think. Now 9. Now 10, I think. Yeah. Oh, that's weird. Doesn't count that. It's 10. I click on another SCV. That's weird. Alright, so you're going for another attack. You don't have stim. Alright, this attack is okay.
Add-on complete.
I consider it just another scouting thing. That's fine. I mean, it's not a big deal. 100 seconds, 2 minutes away from stim. Yeah, it's kind of a long wait. So I would, yeah, this is fine. This is definitely fine if you just go into poke. Alright. Oh good, you have SCVs coming. If you kept up your SCV production, you'd have a lot more here. I would have gotten these 2 gases faster. So you could put down 2 eBays. And I think it's very important for you to have 2 starports against Protoss. I think it's very, very important. We'll see that later, by the way. Okay. By the way, look at his base. He's saturated. He is maybe oversaturated. Yeah, wow. He's oversaturated in his base. So these are the kinds of things you want to pick up on. He's oversaturated here, meaning that he's probably not going to be doing a 2-base timing. He's probably going to be taking the 3rd. Anyways. Something a little hard to notice when you're in the middle of the fight. You lose these guys to force fields. That sucks. You could have maybe picked them up with your Medevacs, not a big deal. You see a lot of zealots. A lot of zealots. Alright, that's a lot of non-gas units. He has 2 gas here. Likely has 2 gases here. So he's using his gas on something. Only 300 gas there and 300 gas there. Alright, bam. You see it. You see Robo Bay, and you see this thing. It's probably going to be Colossi. Now you need Vikings. Go, go, go. You have no SCVs in production. Oops. You are down 19 workers. Alright, I would have just gotten out there faster. The moment his guys come up the ramp, I would have just left. There's nothing really you could do. You got the scouting information, which is what you needed. 1 medevac to all these guys. You can't really stim with 1 medevac. So you need this thing to be in full production, like all the time. That's why I'm saying you need 2. You need 1 like pretty much dedicated to medevacs. And you need another one pretty much dedicated to Vikings. Because they're basically always going to go Colossi. I mean, they could rush straight for like Storm. But, I don't know. You're never going to beat this army without Vikings. And without more medevacs. The very zealot heavy army with Colossi, or just a few Colossi, you're going to lose that every single time. Alright, now you're not building SCVs. You're building 2 command centers. Now, you might be saying, well, I'm floating a lot of minerals. I don't need more SCVs. You do. You only have 5 barracks. 5 barracks is sustainable pretty much on 1 base. Now, of course, that's not with a starport. That's not with a factory. It's probably not with upgrades either. But I'm pretty sure you can sustain 5 barracks on 1 base. Maybe 4, because you have these reactors and tech labs, so maybe only 4 of that, but still, that's, let's say it's 4. You should have at least 8 with these. I'm of the mindset where I would much rather have more production facilities than too few. I would much rather have stagnant barracks or whatever facilities rather than overworking them. Like what you should be doing here, you should be like, this thing should never stop making things. These, of course, your command center should never stop making things. So really, I mean, this is just you lose because of your mechanics. That's not like nothing to be ashamed about, really. It's just everyone struggles with it. But if we look at the workers, you're down by 25. 25 workers. Okay, that's quite a lot. Alright, you need to be very aware of when he makes this switch. You have no idea that he's got a Templar Archives right here. Alright, you need to be very, very aware because that's when you need to get ghosts. Now, you do get ghosts in this game. You get it later than you should, but that's okay. You only have 1 medevac. You cannot stim this army with 1 medevac. You don't have any upgrades. He's got 1, 2. You don't want your... Now here, you're just going to flat out die because of the storms and you have no healing. I would be careful when engaging with your Vikings. You don't want to lose your Vikings. I think you had 4. Maybe you only had 3. I don't know. Now, you definitely want to try to pick off Colossi before the fight happens, but you also don't want to lose Vikings to Stalkers. So there's a balance you have to do. Watch people play against Protoss. Watch Terran play against Protoss to see how they engage. Luckily, you've got 4 SCVs going at this time. You've got 1 upgrade. I would be getting 2. I would be going fast upgrades against Protoss because Zealots hurt. Look at Zealots. 9 damage, attacks twice. 6 damage. 150 life, 55 life. Zealots destroy Marines, as I know, are aware of. Wait, don't they do extra damage to light? Oh, they don't anymore. I thought they did. These are not... Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you really just need more Vikings, more medevacs, more workers. I mean, it really all just comes down to more workers. So we'll keep playing this. So what the workers like, roughly 25, like 26. Worker deficit, not building anything from all the barracks. 6. Honestly, I wouldn't bother with mines. You eventually build mines out of this thing. I would spend the resources. I mean, you're really limited on gas. That's what's limiting your production here and your production in your barracks. I wouldn't use this for mines. I would use it maybe just for more marauders. This is practically marauder. So you see you've got 2 marauders queued, pretty much everything. That just means you just need more stuff. So build more barracks here, more barracks here. Maybe supply depots here so you can see if he's coming. You scan stuff. Yeah, you scan this and this. He's got a saturated 3rd base. You don't scan this, which is fine. You basically have a saturated natural. You're almost mined out in your main. You do not have a saturated 3rd. You got 3 over here. Meh. Not terrible. But, I mean, you've just been so far behind in workers this whole game. I wonder if you could look at resources mined or something like that. He's been much more effective or efficient in his fights. But again, I think this efficiency just boils down to the resources, because you're more efficient when you have more medevacs and more Vikings. Alright, I mean, we could keep talking about this. There's one terrible engagement you have over here. Let's go ahead and get to that. Okay. When fighting Protoss army, especially with Storm, especially with all this AoE, you can't take this fight. You can never force this fight. He can only really force it. I mean, because you're kind of on the back foot. So I would not go down into this choke. This is a choke. I would consider this to be a choke. It's very narrow. It's going to clump up all your guys, because he can storm it, as we'll see. Bam, good storm there. Great storm there. Another good storm. You only have 5 medevacs. Okay, that's good. Now you have 7. That's not bad. Then you have another one. He's got all this concave. He's got this larger concave on you. So this is just, oh, this hurts. Everything about it hurts. Nothing you can really do. These mines didn't really play. I mean, this is just going to take more of your APM out of you. I think you have a lot to control when it comes to positioning, especially against these death balls, that I really don't think mines are going to benefit you. I think that they're going to be more of a hindrance, because you're going to have to try to control them and tell them to burrow and stuff. Alright, so now you're getting ghosts, but it's a little too late. You should get cloak, so that you can cloak your ghosts and then snipe these guys. That's what you want to try to do. So I would do, notice you have, well, you don't have really a control group yet. Get your main control group with Marines, Marauder, Medevacs, and then maybe 2 reserved for just ghosts, so you can tell them all to cloak, tell them to go away from your army and snipe all these High Templar. Wow, 10 High Templar. You're never going to beat that. You have a lot of SCVs that are kind of not doing anything, but again, that's not the problem. The problem is just you were just low on workers the entire game. Alright, so how can you improve? It's one thing to say, yeah, I gotta work on building workers. Yeah, I'll work on that, but what are you gonna do? So, you have to figure out something. You have to figure out how you can always keep reminding yourself to keep building. If you never want your ghost in the front line there. You gotta figure out some way to remind yourself to keep building workers. So it may not be like a brain thing. It may be a get in the habits kind of thing. So every time you build a unit every time you hit 5 or 6 or whatever the heck. See what your hotkeys are. Every time you hit 5 or 6 to build a unit, or 3, always go back to 4. So 3, A, whatever, or D, 4, S, or whatever you need, however many you have. And then 5, you know, build some units, go back to 4. You see it's still building? Okay, good. 6, build some units, go back to 4. You see that it's still building? Okay, fine. So I can't really show it, but like I would go basically 3 build units, 4 build units, 5 build units, go back to 4, 6 build units, go back to 4. So 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. So you're always cycling. Eventually, once you have like 3 saturated bases, 3 completely saturated bases, and you're maybe at like 65 workers, maybe 70 at the most. Let's see. You want 16, 22. Yeah, maybe 66 workers is probably right around where you want to stop. So 3 saturated bases. Of course, you're going to have to take SCVs and move them around and build things. And then mules will replace them in the spots. 66 workers, so 3 saturated bases. Once you get that, then you can stop hitting 4. But really, I think that's the only thing I can think of. But feel free to help yourself out when it comes to that. So 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. Every time you go to build anything, always, like, if you're like, oh, I need to build more Marauders, 3, build. And then, oh, I need to build SCVs, go back to 4. And then eventually, you'll just always cycle through it, and hopefully, you'll get some workers out. Okay. Again, don't be passive when it comes to, oh yeah, I need to work on that. Oh yeah, this is something I need to do. No, just tell yourself to do it, do it. And then build up habits that'll help you do it. Alright, I think that's basically it. Do you typically do a 2 racks opening against Protoss? I mean, this one was fine. You could have done a lot more damage if you maybe attacked one of these buildings, or maybe put pressure on this expansion over here, maybe forced to cancel. That would have been pretty cool. Actually, that might have been the best thing you could have done, is force to cancel over here. Because he couldn't, it was still building. Let's see. It was still building. So he couldn't have put down a photon overcharge. But he did have this pylon up. Oh, it definitely would have finished. So you would have maybe baited a photon overcharge. Or what you could have done, this would have been cool. You could have positioned yourself maybe like right here. So you're attacking this thing, and then if he goes to come get in range of photon overcharge, I don't know what the range is on this. Like, I don't know how close he has to be to this nexus, if he has to be close at all. But if he does have to be close, you go and attack it and you kill it. Or you prevent it from getting close, and then you just eventually just kill it. Because you do exactly what you did to that stalker as it gets close. Or at least force a cancel. So that would have put you ahead in regards to that, but again, you're still behind in murders. Okay, I think that's it.